everyone. I don't blame you for not giving a round of applause. Hard acts to follow. Great to be here at the GCC summit. We all know the numbers, right? We all know the numbers. There are over 1700 plus GCCs. You can take or break the projections, but it's bound to double within the next 5 years. More than 2 million people employed, 100 billion revenue by 2030. What that means is it's a great opportunity for the country. It's a great opportunity. It's the next wave after the IT services wave that happened with the services companies. But why is it happening, right? We always had the labor arbitrage. We also had talent for all aspects. The primary reason why we believe this is happening and accelerating is that there are only two types of businesses left in the world. The first business is the business of technology. The business of technology, I mean the companies like Microsoft, Google, Meta. And the second business is the business enabled by technology. There is no business left beyond this. If you are in banking, if you are in life sciences, if you are in consumer goods, today your differentiation, your growth is powered by technology, and that's the play. And when that is your core, you build your core. And when you build your core, there is no better place to build that core than in India. Today, every week, I used to meet up with a lot of clients, global leaders, CEOs. And once a quarter or maybe once in 2 months, we would have a discussion, should they set up a GCC? Today, that discussion has turned to almost once a week. Every week, with a new CEO, we end up having that discussion. And that's the opportunity in front of us, right? And where are we on that opportunity? And what is critical is, how are we moving up the value curve? All right? Today, across the patch, if I look at the GCCs, great execution engines. You can throw any work, it will be done in a highly productive manner, in a very efficient manner, and will be delivered to the promises that are kept. If there is some thought within the enterprise, the GCC will deliver to that vision. What is critical now is, how do we become an integral part of creating the vision? How do we move from an execution engine to the growth engine for the company? Because the very purpose GCCs are coming in is because every business is enabled by technology. There is if you recall the movie Slumdog Millionaire, there is a dialogue in there where the elder brother says, I am the center of the center. GCCs need to become the center of the center. The center, the heart of their business, not the execution of their business. And if we have to do that, there are 4 big pillars that we need to look at. And we have done research with our partners internally as well. About 8% of the GCCs are actually doing all 4 of them, just 8%. And that's the opportunity in front of us. The first one is, how do we shift to a business mindset? A business mindset versus a process mindset versus a technology engineering mindset. That's the thought we have to do. When I talk to GCC leaders, they say, yeah, we are doing business mindset. I said, really? And what are we doing? We are building the digital core. And I say, that's exactly where we need to pivot. We need to build the digital core for the firm, but we need to define those roadmaps. Today, if you look at it, about 80% are building the digital core, but very few are defining what goes into that digital core. And that is extremely critical because that gets you a seat on the table with the business. The question we have to ask ourselves that this is a value chain of business. Within the business, besides the business, the technology arm, the CIO organization, or the CFO organization of the enterprise, and then GCC. GCC needs to move from the last in the value chain to the middle of business and technology arms of the company. That's how you will have the leadership team of GCCs being an integral part of operating model committees and people who are defining the vision. The second piece is innovation. We are great innovation hubs. We need to build innovation out of the GCCs. Every aspect of business comes together at the GCC. How do we pull that all together to come up with new business models, to come up with new ideas, but not do it in a piecemeal fashion, but do it as a culture and take that to the business so that those ideas are the ones that are getting developed and not executing to something that some innovation idea came at the parent organization and GCC executed it out flawlessly. That's the key difference that needs to happen. We're working with a life sciences company, I can't name it, but they're redefining how they manufacture and distribute life-saving drugs. And those ideas are coming from here. And guess what? The leaders of that GCC are on the Global Operating Committee. And it's not happening because they're saying, put me on the Global Operating Committee. It's happening because the parent sees the value of the GCC, that GCC is driving growth. And that's the third point. You need to go to growth. Lot of transactional work we do, lot of projects we execute, but ask yourself, how do we do work that is driving growth of the business? AI is a classic example. For a long time, when I would meet the C-suite of the organizations, they would say, Kanwar, it is going to take a lot of time for the GCC to come up to, because my parent organization has a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills. And that will have to be learned over a period of time. AI actually flattens that curve out because nobody knows AI. Talent is here. Ask yourself, are you building AI use cases or are you coming up with ideas of what are the AI use cases relevant for my business? And we need to do the former. We need to, latter. We need to define the AI use cases. That's what I mean, go to growth, power the growth of the business. And that's where less than 11% today are doing it. And if we are able to do the top three, GCCs by nature will become the talent magnet where everyone wants to come in and work, and you would be able to attract people who have a growth mindset. But as you attract people and as you develop the talent, please remember, it's not a question of acquiring more and more talent. It's a question of talent transformation on an ongoing basis. How do you transform this talent? Because technologies will change, business demands will change. If every time our answer is let's recruit more, the value will be lost. Talent transformation at the heart of business is extremely important. Another example is a global major in the F&B segment. From day one, they're very clear what sort of capabilities they want to build. They are building AI automation capabilities, but more importantly, they are giving autonomy for this group to define roadmaps. And they are giving career paths linked to that. And that's leading to attraction of the right talent. If we are able to do these four things, we will clearly become a growth engine and not an execution engine. The time is now, right? The time is now for us, and we need to be bold. We need to take a step simply from business driving the GCCs to us moving up the value curve and GCCs powering the business. And that's the critical difference. And if you are honest and you look and ask yourself, is the business defining what the GCC does, or is the GCC powering the business? That's the leap we need to take. And if we take that leap, believe me, GCCs will be the center of the center. That's what I had. Thank you.